So the research process is a systematic manner in which the researcher approaches his or her area of study to produce knowledge that the community will consider to be worthwhile within the field. So that is according to Rao in 2017. The research process consists of series of systematic procedures that a researcher must go through in order to generate knowledge that will be considered valuable by the project and focus on the relevant topic. The research process is summarized to 5 phases by Whitemore and Melkos in 2008. So we have the conceptual phase, design and planning phase, empirical phase, analytic phase, and fifth is the dissemination phase. In the first phase, the conceptual phase, it includes identifying the problem, reviewing the literature, formulating the hypothesis, developing the research framework, and determining the research purpose and objective. For the second phase, design and planning, it includes selecting a research design, developing study procedure, and determining the sampling data and collection plan. Then for the third phase, the empirical phase, it includes collecting data and preparing for analysis. And then the fourth phase is analytic phase that includes analyzing data, interpreting the results, and making conclusions. We have the fifth phase, dissemination phase, communicating results to appropriate audience and utilizing the findings. Different authors provided different number of research processes. So some authors give 7 and some give 9 steps, but I will be presenting these 8 steps. The first step here is identify the problem. So the first step is finding an issue or formulating a research question. A well-defined research problem will guide the researcher through all stages of the research process, from setting objectives to choosing technique. Okay, there are a number of approaches to get insight into a topic and gain a better understanding, such as preliminary survey, case studies, interviews with a small group of people, and observational survey. In identifying the problem, we start with a broad area of interest and refine it into specific research question. Consider your personal interest, academic requirements, and potential contribution to the field. Conduct preliminary research to get familiar with existing knowledge and identify gaps. Let's proceed to the second step. Evaluate the literature. A thorough examination of the relevant studies is essential to the research process. It enables the researcher to identify the precise aspect of the problem. Once a problem has found, the investigator or researchers needs to find out more about it. So this stage gives us problem zone background. It teaches the researcher about previous research. We can have these tips in how we're going to evaluate literature. May consult scholarly articles, books, encyclopedias, and databases to understand the existing knowledge based on our topic. So we need to pay attention to key concepts, theories, and debates within the field. Take notes of the and organize your findings to build a strong foundation for your research. Okay, for the third step, create a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a theoretical statement in solving a logical relationship between variables. It should be based on the problem being solved. Formulating an original hypothesis is the next logical step after narrowing down the research topic and defining it. A belief solves logical relationship between variables. In order to establish a hypothesis, a researcher must have a certain amount of expertise in this field. It is important for researchers to keep in mind that it must be based on the research topic. For the fourth step, the research design. So the research design is the plan for achieving objectives and answering research questions. It outlines how to get the relevant information. Its goal is to design research to test hypotheses, address the research questions, and provide decision-making insights. So this research design aims to minimize the time, money, and effort required to acquire meaningful evidence. This plan fits into 4 categories: web exploration and surveys, experiment, data analysis, and observation. How do we choose this research design? So we may choose a research design that aligns with your research question and data collection methods. Example, experiment, survey, or case study. We're going to determine your sample size, data collection tools, and analysis methods. So we should ensure that the research design is ethical and visible within your resources and time frame. Okay, let's now have the 5th steps. Describe population. Research projects usually look at a specific group of people, facilities, or how technology is used in the business. In research, the term population refers to this study group. The research topic and purpose help determine the study group. The research could target a specific age group, males or females, geographic location, or an ethnic group. The researcher specifies its sample or population so that the results may be generalized. So for the 6th step, we have data collection. The data collection is important in obtaining knowledge or information required to answer research issues. Every research collected data, either from the literature or the people being studied. The data must be collected from 2 categories. We have the primary data coming from experiment, questionnaire, observation, and interview. Hindi po ba, ma'am?
Walang sound.
Hello, ma'am.
Walang sound si ma'am.
Wala na po, ma'am.
Okay na po, ma'am. Sige po.
Okay po. May dumaan po kasing heavy equipment dito sa ng katabi. Okay po. So, let's continue po. So, we can gather data po from primary sources, the experiment, questionnaire, observation, and interview. We can also get from secondary data, from literature survey, official, unofficial reports, and approach based on library resources. We have these tips and how we are going to gather data. Implement your research design and gather your data using chosen methods. Be organized, meticulous, and ethical in your data collection process. Document your methods and any challenges encountered for transparency and reproducibility. Okay, let's proceed now to, parang may nagchat po. Okay na po ba? Ay, okay po, madam. Sensya na po. Data analysis involves a number of closely related stages such as setting up categories, applying these categories to raw data through coding and tabulation, and then drawing statistical conclusions. The researcher can examine the acquired data using a variety of statistical methods. In data analysis, we can apply appropriate statistical or qualitative analysis methods to interpret our data. Identify patterns, trends, and relationships that answer your research questions. Be aware of potential biases and limitations in your data and analysis. And we have now the last step, the report writing. So after completing these steps, the researcher must prepare a report detailing his findings. The report must be carefully composed with the following in mind: the layout. So on the first page, the title, date, acknowledgement, and preface should be on the report. A table of contents should be followed by a list of tables, graphs, and charts, if any. Then the introduction, it should state the research purpose and methods. This section should include the studies, scope, and limitations. So, and a non-technical summary of findings and recommendations will follow the introduction. The findings should be summarized if they're lengthy. So the principal report, that is the main body of the report, should make sense and be broken up into sections that are easy to understand. And the conclusion, the researcher should restate his findings at the end of the main text. It's the final result. Okay, how are we going to draw conclusions and interpret findings? So based on your analysis, draw conclusions that answer your research question and contribute to the existing knowledge. Discuss the implications and significance of your findings for the field. Acknowledge limitations and suggest future research directions. Okay, then, of course, disseminate our findings. Share your research through written reports, presentations, publications, or conferences. Engage with the academic community and participate in discussion to contribute to the advancement of knowledge. And ensure responsible authorship and proper citation of sources. Those are the 8 steps in research process design. So I have researched an example of a research. The researcher identifies English language proficiency as the problem of aspiring maritime students in qualifying for admission to prestigious maritime institution. Then the researcher reviews previous studies conducted about English language proficiency and the experienced difficulties of aspiring maritime students. The researcher hypothesizes that the implementation of English-only policy in the classroom can improve the English language proficiency of pre-baccalaureate maritime students. The researcher uses an experimental design on exploring the experiences of the students in implementing the English-only policy. And then the researcher collects data through interviews and focus group discussion. The researcher analyzes the data by drawing patterns and themes from the generated data. And then lastly, the researcher interprets and reports the findings based on the collected and analyzed data to solve the research problem. Okay, that's all for ma'am, and these are the references that I used to consolidate this report. Thank you very much po.